we know that God even exists and Jesus is his son? The church teaches that human reason itself points to God. The order, beauty, and design of creation cry out that there must be an intelligent creator. Psalm 19:1 tells us, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The firmament proclaims the works of his hands." When we see the fine-tuning of the universe, the moral law written on our hearts, and the longing for something beyond this world, these are signs pointing to God. But God didn't stay distant. He revealed himself in history, above all, in Jesus Christ. How do we know Jesus really lived? Even non-Christian historians from the first century mention him. The Roman historian Tacitus wrote about Christus, who suffered under Pontius Pilate. The Jewish historian Josephus mentioned Jesus and his followers. So historically, there's no serious question that Jesus existed, but the resurrection is what changed everything. The apostles went from being terrified, hiding in fear, to boldly proclaiming that Jesus had risen from the dead. People don't willingly suffer and die for something they know is a lie. And here's what makes that claim so powerful. They didn't just suffer a little. They endured some of the most brutal tortures imaginable. According to tradition and historical accounts, St. Peter was crucified upside down in Rome. St. Andrew was tied to an X-shaped cross and preached from it until he died. St. Bartholomew was flayed alive. St. Thomas was pierced with spears in India. St. James was beheaded in Jerusalem. And St. John, though he lived to an old age, was plunged into boiling oil and miraculously survived. These men had nothing to gain from lying about the resurrection. No wealth, no power, no safety, only suffering. And yet they all proclaimed Christ to their dying breath. That's not the kind of devotion you see for a myth. That's the kind of conviction that comes from encountering the living God.